Hey, everybody, and welcome to our Monday Night Live. I am so excited that you are here. Jennifer Harmon here, Diamond Ambassador with Plexus, and I want to talk with you guys tonight really quickly about what to say when someone asks you, what is Plexus? Because the thing is there are good ways we can answer that question, and there are not so good ways that we can answer that question. And I'll be honest, that one kind of stumps me. Sometimes I'm like, gut health and supplements, and so somebody's going, oh, okay, yeah, no, not for me. I don't even know about gut health. I don't even know why I would take supplements. Like, I'm not saying anything that is appealing to them or going to make them want to look at what I do, right? Look at what we have. And we know that we have some really incredible products and opportunity here with Plexus. And so we want to say something that will kind of leave them hanging, leave them wanting more, put Plexus in their minds as to, hey, this could actually be something that could benefit me. And so I'm going to share my screen with you guys really quickly. And hopefully, okay, here we go. This is what I would say when someone says, what is Plexus? We want to let them tell us what Plexus needs to be for them. Okay. So somebody messages you, or you see an old friend at the grocery store and they're like, oh yeah, I've seen you doing that Plexus thing. What is Plexus? And so your response is, I mean, I could bore you with the science and the details, but I'm not gonna. Instead, I want to ask you a question. If I were to ask you, what two things frustrate you most about your health, what would you say? I mean, you guys, it's the truth. Gut health, supplements, all those things, all the nerdy, sciencey things like blood sugar balance and inflammation. You guys, most people don't even understand about those things, and nor do they care. I mean, I'm just being really honest. And so when we say, though, if I were to ask you what two things frustrate you most about your health, well, that gets my wheels turning. I mean, if I'm over here and I've asked you what is Plexus and you ask me that what's wrong with your health, I'm thinking, oh, whew, well, I sure could kick those sugar cravings. I sure wish I could get rid of those. Or, well, my knee hurts every time I run. Or, every afternoon I have to take a nap and it drives me crazy. Right. So they are identifying what is going on in their life. They're identifying some issues that they struggle with, and you are listening. And that is what we do. We listen. We listen to people. So you're listening and you're letting them tell you what they need. So they're going to tell you, like things I just said. Oh my goodness, I have this third eye right here. Every month around the 16th, I just get this third eyeball that pops up, right? So, and what your answer is I know so many people have the same problem. Tell me more about how that shows up in your life. How is that a problem? So, what we're wanting people to understand and what we're wanting people to do is to dig deep and actually think about how their health issues show up in their life, how they present struggles in their life, right? So, there is an emotional attachment here. They're like, oh, yeah, well, I really don't like having to take a nap every day. My kids are wanting to play, or I've just, the laundry is piling up, but I'm just so tired I can't go on. Like, they start to think about all the issues and the problems that their health concern, big or small, right, it doesn't matter, is affecting them. And they start to think about that, and they're going to verbalize with you. And so whether or not you can connect, like, maybe you can't connect with the third eyeball, so you're not going to say, that same thing happened to me. No, you can say, you know what, I know that struggling with health issues is no fun. Let me tell you what it shared, let me tell you how it showed up for me. I used to have, oh my goodness, I used to wake up sneezing every morning, itchy, watery eyes. I mean, I was swollen every day. I used to have to live on over the counter allergy medications, and even that wasn't enough. I used to have to my hand every morning when I would wake up, my hand would be swollen and cracked and bleeding, and I would have to put special gloves on just to wash the dishes. And it was so painful, and I was so embarrassed, right? I mean, like, this is part of my story. It's not necessarily relating to their story, but I'm talking about how that my health issues showed up in my life. I am creating that emotion that came with the struggles that I have. And that's what we're doing. We're connecting on an emotional level. We're building trust with each other. We're connecting on an emotional level, and we're actually speaking out loud our problems. We're speaking out loud the things that we are struggling with. And our friend is speaking out loud the issues that they're struggling with. So then you're probably gonna be talking, and then you're gonna say, well, is this something that you're open to doing something about? Are you open to doing something about this? Right? And if they say, yeah, I think so, this is where you say, well, this is what Plexus can help with. This Plexus can help get to the root of what's causing you to feel so bad, right? So based on what you've told me, I'd like to recommend a system for you to get started with. It's going to get to the root of your problem from a scientific basis. And it would 100% drive you toward long-term success, like actually getting to the root and resolving it versus putting a Band-Aid on. Are you open to hearing what that would look like? It can start with something as simple as a pink drink that's super tasty and part of your regimen every day. And then you wait, right? And obviously, you don't have to say this verbatim, okay? But you want something in the gist of this, okay? So I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but I'm gonna ask you a question. What are the top 2 things that frustrate you? And then you're gonna listen. And then you're gonna say, I know so many people have the same struggles. How does this show up in your life? How is it a problem? You're gonna listen. And then you're gonna say, yes, I used to deal with the same things, or I used to deal with this, and then explain how it showed up in your life. And then, is this something you're open to doing something about? Because that's what Plexus can do. It can help get to the root of the problem. Okay. So you're going to wait for an answer, and then you're going to recommend 1, maybe 2 welcome packs right here, you guys. I would go out with the welcome pack, like whatever it is, with the advanced version, or with the advanced version first, and then say you could take this, and then have the basic version of the welcome pack. Because what you want to do, first of all, you don't ever want to assume that someone is or is not going to get the bigger pack. I mean, it is a much better deal by far, monetarily speaking. You're getting more products, you're getting a bigger bang for your buck. So the more products you're on, the quicker that you're going to see better results, right? I mean, that's not rocket science. So throw out the big one and then fall back on the basic. But either way, they're going to start getting to the root of their problem. Okay. So here you go. And you're like, Jennifer, oh, what if they don't say yes? What if they say no? Then if they say no, you're going to jump on with the product pack. If they don't want the welcome pack, you're going to jump in with the product pack. So you're going to say, totally, that's totally fine. You don't have to do that. If you don't want to start with the product pack just yet, what part of this makes the most sense for you? We can get you started there. That's what you're going to say. So it's really simple. And what I love is that we already have systems in place. And those systems, like this is kind of a precursor to the systems that we have in place, right? So this is kind of the beginning. You're going to have this conversation. What is Plexus? And then you're going to transition into adding them into the customer group pages, right? Because we always want to get people in the customer group pages and tagging them in relevant testimonies. So whether or not they purchase a welcome pack, that's the next step, like getting them in the pages, following up with them, adding them to events, inviting them. So this is just a beautiful way to get everything going with the conversation. So I just wanted to jump on and share that with you guys because this is so important. What we say, our words matter. The things that we say matter. And if we I'm guilty of this. I was guilty of like dumping too much information on people or being really vague or being too specific. And then you could just see, Like a couple of weeks ago, someone asked me, like, well, what is Plexus? What do they do? What does it do? And I kind of gave the whole rundown of, oh, it's gut health and blood sugar. And like that fires me up now. Like it does now, 8.5 years in, but it didn't in the beginning. I didn't really understand that. And so if you had told me that 8.5 years ago, like I knew a little bit about blood sugar and a little bit all those things, but if you had told me that a few years, like all those years ago, my eyeballs would have glazed over and I'd have been like, oh, okay, yeah, right. So just remember that when we're talking, our words matter. And so this conversation is so effortless and so flawless. So this is what we say. This is what we say when someone says, what is Plexus? So I'm excited for you guys to try it out and let me know what your thoughts are and how it works out for you. All right, guys, thank you so much. And we will see you next time.